Everybody, we are back. It is Taped on Live, favorite Raiders podcast, favorite Raiders channel, favorite Raiders everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL from me, at BD Williams 18 for BD. And then, of course, Panda Supplements. Use TDL for 35% off. Panda Supplements discount code TDL 35% off. All right, so give it to you a little different this week. A little pregame show. It's like we're Sunday NFL countdown.
It's like we're NFL matchup.
Yeah,
exactly.
Taped on Live NFL countdown here for the Raiders game. It's about to happen in about 2.5 hours here against the New Orleans Saints up at the Superdome. So definitely a better team on tape, in my opinion, than the record. I don't know how you feel, BD, watching the film, but I felt that way too. Definitely a team that they could lose to. It's not just this. It's not going to be just some game.
It's not a cakewalk.
It's not a cakewalk team. So, the record, I mean, you talk about the quarterback play. I think that's something that's probably what they're missing right now. Maybe you'll go over that a little bit more than me, but
we'll see.
I think defense, I think their secondary is very young. I would say is old and young. I was watching their defense and I was like, man, they had this defense in 2016 or 2017. Man, they would be unstoppable. Tyrann Mathieu, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis.
Guys who are probably 1 or 2 years past their prime.
When Jordan and Davis are still balling, so definitely Davis is impactful. That dude, they're linebackers. I think Pete Warner's a good linebacker against the run. It's gonna be interesting to see how the Raiders run against these guys. They're the nerd stat. They're 7th in EPA against the run. They're pretty good against the stopping that. So that's something they've always been. But it's basically the same defensive.
Yeah, I mean Dennis Allen's still there, so it's gonna be the same defense. They're gonna run a lot of man coverage over there. They like their secondary to challenge receivers. And I don't think that, after Devontae Adams, they probably feel like their guys can match up. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. A couple years ago, Raiders played the Saints and Darren Waller would go up against Demario Davis, and Demario Davis had the physicality to kind of, reroute Waller and throw off some of those routes. And that was a good matchup. Demario Davis, he did pretty good in coverage against Darren Waller. So, they're definitely like the makeup of this team on defense before we get into the offense is they're not afraid of anyone. Marshawn Lattimore, I'm going to line up and play one-on-one against, I don't care who you are. You could be Calvin Johnson. I'm still going to do it. Right. That's their mentality on defense. And I mean, we'll see if the Raiders can, take advantage of the one-on-ones because they're going to get plenty of them. But I want to talk. Have you watched Andy Dalton this year?
No, I've not watched Andy Dalton.
So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the film. Okay, Andy Dalton's probably playing his best football of his career. He looks sharp out there. He looks pretty sharp. So I don't know what the deal was. I know that he took over for Jameis Winston, I think it was around week 4, he took over for Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
But last 3 weeks, the 3 weeks of film that I have on him, it looked like, I'm watching the game and they're moving the ball, but the problem is their defense is just giving up a whole bunch of points. So they're down 28-14 and it's into the second quarter, they're still in the first half, so they're kind of having to abandon their game plan a little bit. I've noticed if they can stay in it, because they do want to run the ball, if they can stay in it against the Raiders, this is a dangerous team, especially when you add Taysom Hill, and some of those run packages that he has, especially on the goal line in the red area.
Yeah,
it's a dangerous offense. It's a potent offense. You got Kamara, you got Andy Dalton, and he's operating really, really strongly. And then Taysom Hill, he's always a threat. So, it's not like the Raiders have an elite defense that this should be something that they can shut down. Like the Raiders have one of the worst defenses in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
I think Saints should be able to move the ball, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine the Saints be able to move the ball. I mean, I know with Andy Dalton, they're scoring like 30 points a game over there. I just think, they're going to have to find ways to be opportunistic this game. He's going to force the ball into certain situations. He's going to try to force the ball into certain windows and stuff like that. I mean, they just got to take advantage of those situations and be opportunistic. I think, yeah, they're going to give us some yards. Chris Olave is going to have a good game. He's probably going to eat it over there. Callaway is not that bad either. Marquez Callaway. But I know they're missing a lot of guys over there too as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this defense does. But I really watch this offense because on defense too. I mean, they're missing Marshawn Lattimore. He's not going to play.
That's huge.
Yes. So some other guys are out of there too. So that's why I kind of focus on the Bengals game a lot because they didn't have Marshawn Lattimore in the Bengals game either.
Gotcha.
So I kind of give you like a kind of look at how they play on defense without Marshawn Lattimore, but
especially with an elite wide receiver on the outside that they're going to have to handle without Lattimore. So that's a great game.
The secondary, their secondary is just it's just kind of it's interesting. That's all I gotta say. They're very leaky. They're very leaky back there, and they put those linebackers in tough positions to cover. I mean, Pete Warner can play the run, but against coverage, I mean, he has the movement, but I don't know. It's just weird. Like he should be a better cover guy than he is, but he's not. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. So because if it's Darren Waller, if it's Foster Moreau, I expect the inside players have a big game. I expect Foster Moreau, even Hunter Renfrow to have a big game. Moving around, even moving around like Devontae Adams a little bit, get him inside, just the way that they play coverage and the cover 2 man that they play, the cover 5.
Right.
Yeah, you can mix it in inside and get some good plays there. So I believe
they are going to play a lot of man. So yeah, the one-on-one matchups, that's going to be huge. Mm-hmm. You wanna do Saints defense first or Saints offense first?
Let's do offense, man. You kind of hyped up Andy Dalton. Now I want to see it.
Yeah, you want to see it, right?
Yeah, I want to see some Dalton here.
All right, so I'm going to show you this. All right. I think you got to add it though to the stream here.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, perfect. All right, so Saints run game. Let's go over the Saints run game first. This is a team, they do want to run the ball. They really do. Whether or not they're any good at it, it's pretty up and down from them. You see a little run stop there against Seahawks. Seahawks played a scheme that, the reason why I'm highlighting this, very downhill, I think similar to what the Raiders are going to play against them. And they did a good job stuffing the run here. But they, Saints, they really want to run it. They're going to get into these jumbo, multiple tight ends. They're going to cut their wide receivers down, have their wide receivers block. Okay. They do want to be physical. And this is a big identity of theirs. This is the same thing, I think, again. Here's another one. Watch these wide receivers. They're getting in here. They want to block. 12's looking for someone. Look at these guys. And 1's looking for something, right? They're going to be heavily involved, and it leads into their play action passing attack. Okay, and this is something that Andy Dalton has been operating extremely well, especially under center. Okay, so we're going to get under center. We're going to get that ball fake right there. We're in cover 4, and we're just going to hit it over the top. I mean, this is an incredible play. Probably one of the coolest things to see in all sports is, see a big post. Corner at the bottom of the screen, he's in cover 4. You have to deny the post in cover 4. This wide receiver's all the way outside the numbers. So I think he should have just been a little bit more inside leverage here. But, this is just a fantastic throw here from Andy Dalton against that coverage. There's quite a few more examples here. Again, play action. Okay. Down the middle of the field. Okay. Like you said, Andy Dalton, he's going to put it, he's going to, try to fit these into tight windows. He's really playing like YOLO. Like, what does he have to lose? You know what I'm saying? This is incredible throw. Look at this. Play action, flips his head back around, anticipation. fitting it. Like, this is a beautiful throw. Somehow the guy didn't catch it. This is a terrible play. Should have caught that. That was an incredible throw. Here's another one under center. We're going to get the ball fake against cover 3. Okay. He's going to be automatic. He's been pretty darn good with play action. They're getting a lot of big plays. And even when they're covering up everything, like they got a bunch of guys deep, we got 3 guys on this guy, we got 2 guys on this guy, he can, still find the checkdowns. He can still make something work. Here's another one. Seattle did a really good job covering his up his options deep in the play action game. But Andy Dalton makes a play. Happens still out of play action. So even like the second reaction things, Andy Dalton's operating extremely well out of play action. Now let's talk about just his drop back game. Okay, I think that I'm not going to claim that I've watched Andy Dalton his entire career like heavy, but based off of what I've heard about him, he's playing pretty well. I mean, this is a fantastic play here. To really see, oh, okay, I'm getting in trouble here. My guys haven't really gotten out of their breaks cleanly yet. Let me buy some time, find this guy against man coverage for a second reaction play. Incredible. Here's another one. 3 deep safeties. What are they giving us? He's calm. He's collected in the pocket. He realizes this is just going to turn into cover 2. It looked funny at the beginning of the snap, but it's just going to turn into cover 2. He finds the open guy, and this is really this is an incredible throw. This is an extremely small window. Against this look, this corner is jumping anything outside the numbers. This guy is going to be really settled 2 yards outside the hash here. There's a very small window for him to fit this ball into, and he fits it there, without blinking. This is quality quarterback play that we're witnessing here. Okay, another one when you really need it. You're in a 2-minute drill. You need to get the ball on the sideline. You see him, look, wide receiver, not even out of his break yet. Throws this with anticipation. He just knows where the guy's going to be. And that's a great execution by number 1 as well to win right there. Here's a couple more. You'll see him. You'll see him, buy some time. He's going to slide. Again, he has nothing to lose. He's going to lay it all out there. And we also have to talk about Taysom Hill package. Because when they get into the red zone, especially they get into, 3rd and 1 situations, they're going to try Taysom Hill out. They got 1 billion quarterback design runs for him, okay, to pick up 1 yard at a time. Oh, and then also, if you want to just blitz him, play cover 0 against Taysom Hill, hey, he could do that to you maybe. So, it's not like you can just sell out and play cover 0 and just, blitz the crap out of him. You got to actually play some football. It's tough going up against Taysom Hill, but let's watch the quarterback runs that he has. We're going to get this little draw action. We got the pulling guard here. He's going to get a couple yards on a 3rd and 1. Okay. Here's another one. Quarterback design draw. We're making it look like we're doing something, but watch this center. He's going to come out, lead block for him. Okay, pick up 15 yards. Okay. And then these in the red zone are just particularly dangerous. You see him here again. He's running the entire time. Okay, finishes 240 pounds. He can finish. Okay, and he can scoot a little bit here too. Here's another one. Red zone. Okay, another draw, quarterback draw. Just beats everyone to the edge. Nothing crazy. Okay. Nothing crazy, but they do a lot of it, and it's something that a defense has to focus on. And when Andy Dalton is playing solid, really good football, and then you also have another quarterback that could come in at any moment, I think the preparation for this team, because of Taysom Hill, it just adds another, layer, throws a wrench in it a little bit. So I'll be interested to see how the Raiders, what their plan is to stop Taysom Hill when he gets in the game. And if Andy Dalton keeps on playing like this, because if he keeps on playing like this, I don't see why he wouldn't be dicing up the Raiders defense.
Yeah, with Andy Dalton talking about him, anticipating and stuff like in this offense. I mean, he played in the offense for 5 years in Cincinnati with Jay Gruden and running that type of West Coast. I mean, it's basically the same offense as Pete Carmichael runs out there with New Orleans. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense that he was very comfortable in that offense. But, Also, what I talked about before you did that segment was the Raiders taking advantage of some of those tight window throws and being quicker on some of those reads. I mean, there's definitely a lot of interceptions. I mean, he threw 3 interceptions against the Cardinals, and it kind of makes sense in my opinion because if he's just out there playing YOLO ball and trying to anticipate windows and trying to try to get a job.
It's funny because I had those interceptions. I clipped those interceptions. But when I was watching the Seahawks game, when I was watching the Cincinnati game, I didn't see like Andy Dalton putting the ball in like danger as much as he was in that Cardinals game. The Cardinals got up on him, I think, quick.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, but so I was going to bring up, especially the red area. Andy Dalton is putting the ball in harm's way a little bit, which is why I think that they bring Taysom Hill in the red zone to have that. You know what I'm saying? Because Andy Dalton, when things get a little compressed, a little more compressed down there, I think he is throwing interceptions, like you're saying, in the red zone, especially against Cardinals. He did twice, but in the red zone. But having Taysom Hill in there, I think that just helps them. Like, hey, we don't need to put this all on Andy Dalton's shoulders. He doesn't need to score a touchdown every single time we get down there. So I think that's another reason why they put Taysom Hill in there.
Yeah, because I mean, always with tight window throws, when people get into these tight windows and they're trying to fit those tight things. I mean, there's gonna be a game where you're not that 3-point shot's just not there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I always talk about. Andy Dalton's not the most consistent quarterback in the world. So when you're doing those tight windows, those anticipation throws, and sometimes it's just off. As the DBs, you might get a chance to get some picks. So there's got to be, even if they do give up some yards, they gotta, kind of just let it go, have confidence, and try to see if they can get something from him. In my opinion. Yeah, I mean, if he's playing like that, those some damn impressive throws. I'm like, damn. I'm like, man.
Has Andy Dalton always looked like this?
No.
Okay. I was pretty sure because I was watching this. When I was watching, I was like, Andy Dalton is good. Like, this is not a slouch quarterback here. Like,
in my segment, I'm about to have Geno Smith. So I mean, it's 2022 NFL season. Because I'm about to have some Geno Smith,
and you got Andy Dalton and Geno Smith playing their best football of their career, 2022, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So, my segment's gonna have that a little bit, but
okay,
so.
Well, let's just jump into it. Why don't you just go ahead? Let's take a look here because I am interested to see what this Saints defense is all about. On paper, they should be a lot better than what their stats are indicating.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's start off with the Saints linebackers, which, basically we're focusing on Demario Davis and Pete Warner, man. And these guys can play the run, okay? And like I said, this team is one of the best run football teams in the league. And, it's going to be tough to run the football on them. And, I mean, I would have said that about the Chiefs if we did that preview. But, hey, they ran the ball all over them, so it might not even matter. But you check this out. You can watch Warner. He's doing a good job of setting this edge, right? And he's forcing everybody back inside. You kind of just see how they flow, and everything is just perfect, right? They always play their gas perfectly and allows 92 just to shed and make a play inside. So, you watch this back a little bit. You see just how they perfectly set the edge. I mean, these are some linebackers, right? That's Warner right there, right? And allows 92 just to shed, come back inside, nothing. And the Seahawks are one of the best run teams in football. All right. And they're just shutting them down. So watch this one. Here's Pete Warner right here. Watch how he just attacks this guard. Boom. He just attacks 67, just blows it up, right? Which kind of forces Penny to spin inside and allows the other players to fill in and make that tackle. So watch it one more time here. So, I mean, Pete Warner, I'm telling you, these linebackers, they can play. Right, and they are not scared to come down and play this run. I mean, Pete Warner's not the biggest guy in the world. Look at him just take on this guard right there, 67, blow him back, kind of blows up this whole play. You ain't getting nothing there. Right. Here's another one. Watch how, kind of how Warner kind of controls things when he's playing the run too. So here's one, Penny, right? So we get a little mid-zone flow. Right, but you see, he's forcing Penny inside because he's meeting Penny right here, right? That's where the hole is. He's meeting him, and Penny sees that, right? So Penny tries to come back inside, right? But there's nothing there, so that automatic seeing that linebacker, see how the reads that he's making, right? It just allows him to kind of control everything. It doesn't, Gabe Jackson wouldn't even got a chance to get to him if Penny takes where this hole is opening up. Because you see, they're pushing Matthew out of the way right there. You see Damian Lewis. He's got a good block on this guy right here. There's a hole for Penny, but Warner's meeting him there, right? And Penny sees that. He tries to get back. There's nothing there. Right? So, but against some pure power runs, because, the Seahawks were definitely more of an outside zone team. They're able to flow and do a lot of those things. They're a little bit smaller inside, all right? They don't have a defensive tackle that's over 310 pounds on their roster. I looked it up. I don't know, maybe some guy in the practice squad they bring up. I don't know. I didn't see it on the active roster, somebody over 300 pounds, right? And you could just play some power football on these guys, right? Especially at a shotgun, and you run a little bit of draw and some delays, okay? So you see, we talk about draws on the run game breakdown I did. You kind of see how Jonah Williams, he's taking more of a pass set than a run set, and it holds the linebackers, right? But even Pete Werner makes a crazy decision here and allows Joe Mixon to kind of get some runs here, get some good yards, right? We're going to see it again on this one. This is a great draw play, and you're going to see it. This is a perfect example. The Raiders run draw a lot. They drawed the Texans to death, okay? So, and you see the draw play, what it does is it holds the linebackers too, right? Because they're taking pass sets. These guys they're not run blocking, they're taking pass sets, right? And it forces these guys to come upfield, and the draw play holds Pete Werner, right? Pete Werner, he's thinking pass, but it's too late. 89's already on him, right? Demario Davis can't get there, and then Penny, he just gets to the outside. Big run. All right, so they can run these draw plays. It can really help them out, and they can play better defense, right? But let's talk about Demario Davis, because this dude's just a monster, and he's still playing. I don't know how long he's been in the NFL. I didn't even look it up, but he's still playing incredible football, and he still has the range to make plays like that. Kenneth Walker runs a 4.3. By the way, I don't know how old Demario Davis is. Probably say his name wrong, but it's fine. It is a baller. But the big thing that he's doing this year, he has 5 sacks on the season.
Demario Davis
has 5 sacks. And we're going to watch why. They're blitzing the hell out of him, right? They're blitzing him and Warner, right? Him and Warner are coming on this one. Forces Gino, get rid of that ball really quick, bad throw, right? So watch it one more time. And they're sending these guys up the middle, just like this, all the time, kind of on these fire blitzes, right? Seeing kind of the mixture, just like that. Quick throw. Nothing. Here he is against the Bengals. You see him again here. He has 2 sacks this game. So he has 5 sacks on the year. So they are going to blitz him. He is part of their pass rush at this point this year, because they really don't have that much of a pass rush. To be honest, it's basically him and Cam Jordan. That's it. Talk about the Raiders. They got Max Crosby. All they got is Demario Davis, who's a linebacker, an off-ball linebacker, and Cam Jordan. They don't have that much of a pass rush. Marcus Davenport's okay, but you see right there, another sack from Demario Davis. You see it sending 1 or 2 on those, right? They're sending both those boys. Here we go. Him coming right up the middle again. It was Davis, right? A little bit of a kind of a fake stunt, though. It kind of faked inside. He gets right to Burrow. Easy. Sacked him. So, they have to be prepared for those blitzes. They're going to send him because they're trying to manufacture pressure right now at this point. Because, like I said, all they got is Cam Jordan. Of course, he's just a steady veteran. He's got 4 sacks in the year. He's basically he's a walking 10 sacks. See him with a nice little cross chop right there. Great motor, and just finishes at Geno Smith. All right, so they do have a DB I want to shout out right here. Paulson Adebo at Stanford. Just a long corner who I really liked coming out, and this dude is just balling, right? So look at this play. Watch him just close on this one, make this tackle. So watch this overtime. He's playing this tight end right here. He just closes on that check down and makes that tackle. So, I mean, Paulson Adebo, he's a young player. I mean, he's not going to be unstoppable, or he's not a shutdown guy, which I'll show in a second. But I mean, he's definitely a player that can make some plays, and you kind of can see his growth. And if you make a mistake, he's still the type of player that can, he can make a play on the ball if you make a mistake on him. So, we'll watch him in coverage a couple times here. I really like this one. He's guarding Noah Fant again here. Watch him close on this one, almost get the interception. You see how quick you see the athleticism. See how quick he transitions. Definitely a lot of talent there. Right? I mean, like I say, he can be beat, but you see Geno Smith threw that ball just a little bit behind Noah Fant, just a little bit. No, he almost got that one, right? He's right in the position. He's rarely out of position. So here he gets against T. Higgins. Watch him just transition on this one, knocks this one down. This one's not even a bad pass. You see on the backside. Then that long arms, that length. I thought this was a bad pass when I originally watched this, and then I watched it again. Like, oh, this wasn't even a bad pass. This is just great cornerback play. So watch the throw, right? That's not even a bad throw. I mean, it could have been a little bit more out front, but like I said, you missed a little bit. He's gonna make a play on that ball. But the passing game, I just want to say this: they got to shred these guys because everybody else is shredding them. So I really expect the Raiders to kind of shred them and inside. Okay, that's exactly where you got to shred these guys is inside and kind of just take them out. All right, so you got Noah Fant here. He's lined up against Pete Werner, right? I talk about Pete Werner in the run game. He's not the greatest in coverage, and you see here Noah Fant just beats him really easily inside, right? Maybe get a better throw from Geno Smith, but you get the completion there, right? So watch that one more time. The quick post route against Warner, right? He gets beat easily inside. First down. Go. See here. Nice throw by Geno. A little bit behind him, but And then you get the play action game going too, right? You know what I'm saying? They play the run really tough, get that play action going. So you got out of the pistol here, get the little play action fake, right? You see Damian Lewis, he's doing kind of like basically with a power O, one back power pull. But you like to see that, the Raiders do a lot out of their play actions as well. And you see just how wide open that tight end is over the middle of the field right here. See how wide open that tight end is? Boom. First down. They have a lot of problems guarding tight ends. I'm just going to say that. So, I mean, even if it's Foster Moreau doesn't even have to be Darren Waller. Foster Moreau's having a really good season. I mean, he could have a nice little 5-catch, 50-yard game. You mix it in. So here we go. Watch this one. Here you got Noah Fant lined up on linebackers once again, right? On 55. It's man-to-man. He's got no shot, right? This is just an awesome throw from Geno Smith. I think he's a little late, but it doesn't matter. Look at that throw. It's just a dime. So watch this from the backside on this one too. Then you mix it up. The motion gets the one-on-one with the linebackers. Noah Fant goes right around him. Dime. Whew.
Great throw, Geno. Look at that.
Dime. All right, and then with all the man-to-man they play, the cover 5 and cover 1 they play, you're going to get one-on-ones for Devontae Adams. And, they got the one-on-ones for Jamar Chase all day against the Bengals. And, even I showed all those highlights of Paulson Adebo. I mean, he's going to have some issues with some of the best wide receivers in the NFL because he's still a young cornerback, and he's not Patrick Surtain. Let's just say that. And, you see Jamar Chase beat him really easily on this one with the inside release. Picks it up right. He gets the inside stem on that slant. It's basically already over at this point. Boom. Great throw by Joe Burrow, too. All right. And then, like I said, and then you get this other corner who, with Marshawn Lattimore out, there's going to be somebody that's going to be a weaker player on the opposite of Adebo. Let's just keep it real. And you're going to get those one-on-ones with Adams and whoever, to be honest. And, Jamar Chase drops his football. But like I said, you're getting that one-on-one outside. Right? And also, I just want to point out these guys really, really struggle tackling. So we're going to watch them not be able to tackle for a little bit. Let's just watch them just miss some tackles here. They got a lot of tackling problems. It's clear as day. So there's a lot of chances for yak on this team. I mean, they had those problems against the Cardinals, against the Seahawks. Just watch this one. One missed tackle. Another missed tackle. Can't bring him down. I mean, like they got Chris Harris Jr. playing safety out here, guys. I mean, it's really the 2017 NFL All-Stars on this team. But I just wanted to show this throw. It kind of shows how bad this secondary really is because I don't know how he fit this in here. It's just the craziest throw I've seen all year, to be honest. I don't know. Usually we talk about NFL athleticism. I just don't know what 30 was serious. This is like one of the most unathletic NFL plays I've seen in a minute with that side turn right there. And I was thinking Russell Wilson, who's playing right now, is probably struggling as we speak or we're doing this preview. I wish we'd had somebody who can catch in traffic like this. He just left this guy.
That was nuts. That's crazy.
So
Raiders better have a huge game.
That's what I'm talking about. The secondary is kind of just, they're. They would have been really good in 2017. It would have been awesome. Like just look at this picture right here. This is a touchdown. That's crazy, right? That's a nuts throw, though. That throw is nuts.
Psycho.
Yeah, man. The yellow backups are taking over the NFL this year. They're just Geno Smith. Geno Smith would play. I watched a couple of games, man. He doesn't care either.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Care about what? Right.
I'm 32.
Yeah.
The last chance.
Right. But just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. That's what Andy Dalton is. That's his mindset. That's his mentality. So, but excuse me. Before we wrap up here.
Yeah.
Waller is inactive. I just saw.
Okay.
Breaking news. Waller is inactive. So going back, we're talking about the matchups. The way that Foster Moreau has been used, you see him still having a good game against this Warner guy. Do you see this being a huge hiccup? They are banged up in the secondary. Raiders should be able to get by without Waller. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I think Foster Moreau will do a good job on the play action. They've been using Foster Moreau more on the seam play actions more than they've been using Darren Waller, in my opinion. Especially, you had one against Cardinals, one against Titans that he had a couple of those play action seams. Even some of those play action over routes. I think he can run those and run those pretty well. And then of course he's been blocking well. So I think they still have some some players that can play tight end. I mean, even Horsted, he can move, man. I mean, he can play, and he has some movement to him. So I mean, he can run up the seam as well. So I mean, they won't. I hate to say, I mean, they won't miss Darren Waller too much for this game, in my opinion. But I think they really could have used him because just the openings that open up inside. But I think Adams is gonna have a huge game. They don't have anybody that can guard Adams. I mean, Adebo might win a couple times because of the length, but I mean, he's not gonna. Yeah, he couldn't hang with Chase that much. And Chase is a physical route runner, like what I would say, because he's more physicality. Like he basically kind of stacked him on that slant route. Adams tries to embarrass you.
Adams isn't going to just win one way. He beat you one way. He's like, okay, great. I'm going to try to beat you another way, and another way, and another way, and another way for the rest of the game. So yeah. But Adebo, obviously, Dennis Allen isn't going to say, hey, to Adebo, go guard Devontae Adams one-on-one all game. There's going to be those opportunities where it is going to be just him one-on-one. Yeah, but I would wager I guess they're going to have to double him, especially now that Waller is out. They have an easier time doubling Adams. But maybe a guy like Mac Hollins or even Hunter Renfrow coming back, now fully healthy. Maybe those guys have a big game too, because who else is covering out here?
Yeah. But they got to get the play action game going. So I think the Saints are going to come out all out trying to stop the run. They're going to come out all out. I mean, and you can see how they play, man. They might come out and shut it down a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, the Chiefs had a really good run defense too, and the Raiders just kind of beat them down. But I think the draw plays the Raiders run, the Raiders have been mixed it up with draws so much that it's just been killing it. So it works out, man.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we get out of here, bro?
No, man. We're good, dude. We got you have 80 listeners today, with the morning show, but definitely check us out, guys. Check out all this other stuff we got going before in the morning. Got the Carfax from last week. Some other breakdowns we did. So maybe you join also join the membership. Become a member. Even support with the small one, $3.99. Definitely support that one as well. We're reaching the halfway point of the season. It's about to be week 9, so we got a little bit more to go, guys. Hopefully the Raiders pull it out this game. Peace out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Peace.
Go Raiders.